asking you shall receive this Immortal Hulk 29 review. If you want me to read a comic book, say so in the comment section, and I'll give you my response, my reaction to it. With Immortal Hulk, I was down on this series for the longest. It was about personalities and why there's a gray Hulk and a green Hulk, and we got that in here. Earlier on, there was I think it was Doc Samson, and it was Betty Ross in her human form speaking to each other, talking about the Joe fix. Yeah, I know the difference. I think that was for that new reader. It happened in the early pages, and that was to fill in everybody. Appreciated. But now it's no longer about that. It's about Roxxon as a stand-in for evil, I guess, money supremacist people who run things from the shadows. It's relatable because it's very much the way that I see the world. Hickman sees the world this way when we read his comic. And I like it. I like that, you know, what if we had this Hulk guy who was out here trying to save the world by manipulating the manipulators. And it's interesting to me. This is kind of up my wheelhouse. We begin with referencing something that happened in issue 28, which is, what? We're doing that? Other things mattered? Yes! Great! There was a moment where Hulk was out in daylight. They took notice of that. And here comes the Minotaur, Dario Agger, who is someone who I associate with the Thor titles. Is he a Thor original? I wouldn't know the answer to that. But if he isn't, then this is really cool of Al Ewing being a team player. And I see what you got doing over there in your comic book. Don't worry, I'll take care of you. Like with Amadeus Cho, or with even the Agents of freaking Atlas got a mention in this comic book. What? That means you got to know what's happening. If you're mentioning the Agents of Atlas, Champions, you mentioned the Avengers and the X-Men, the Fantastic Four. I think I saw Wade Wilson on the bottom of the TV because it was dealing with monsters, and he's got his whole monster island. That's Deadpool. And that's a comic book I read. And I feel like I'm being rewarded for knowing what's going on in the Marvel Universe. That's beautiful. Al Ewing, he's the guy who gets the job when it comes to these Marvel events, 1000 incoming. He's the guy threading everything. He's got to be up to date on what's going on. He's not just writing the Hulk. He's going to be doing Guardians also. I'll check that out. I think that's coming out this week. God willing, I'll pick that up on a Wednesday. Yeah, but the fact that he mentioned all these hero teams, it's like all you need to do, man. Just explain why no one's coming over to Arizona. Because you guys are, first of all, it's really cool that Bruce Banner recognizes the trap. Because he's the super genius, or at least he's a genius. So be smart, realize what's going on over here. But to explain, yeah, the X-Men, they're busy. I don't know, they're always busy. There's like 6 X-Men titles. There's going to be 13, I think, by April. I can reasonably, there's a lot of Krakoans, but I can dismiss why they're not there. With the Champions, they've got pinpoints, so I don't know. Maybe he has the flu. Who knows? With the Fantastic Four and the Avengers, yeah, they're up in space right now dealing with the Shi'ar threat. The Fantastic Four are doing a story called Point of Origin, which is their origin. Apparently there's this overseer dude, spoilers for Fantastic Four, which is coming out this week also. Apparently there's this overseer dude who is gonna, who at the time of the explosion, at the time of the fucking, I called it the explosion. Here's the thing, I'm everywhere, I know. But when the Fantastic Four went up and did their cosmic rays and they got their powers, apparently according to this comic series, it was the same time that the gamma radiation blew up. And Al Ewing, according to him, at least the way I interpret it, is that the gamma explosion is responsible for the Fantastic Four getting their powers. But then there's this guy named the Overseer who Reed said to him, "Oh man, I got those calculations right. I measured everything. I'm never wrong with my calculations. It was you who manipulated those cosmic storms to give us the powers that day because he wanted to make it for his own planet. He wanted to make people with powers over there." And that's what we're going to get the answer to in a comic book I shall read, God willing, on this Wednesday. Now, Immortal Hulk, back to this guy. So everyone's explained of why they can't show up. Nova, he's the human rocket. He lives in Carefree, Arizona. I think, like, if the Champions couldn't show up, maybe he could show up. But that's okay. We're going to dismiss him because he tried. He tried to explain things. We're going to jump back and forth, much like that gamma radiation, cosmic ray stuff with the Fantastic Four. We're going to go to Arizona. Then we're going to go to New York. And Arizona and New York. You got to be feeling yourself to be able to go from there to there to there. You must think you're a really good writer to be pulling to be pulling something off like that. I think it's cool of that. It's like an interesting way to tell stories. And then we get this thing from the Godzilla movie with 3 heads. There were about 4 monsters in here, and they all want to eat the Hulk. What does that mean? Does that mean he dies? Does that mean once he's inside of a stomach, it'll solve him? Because Dario seemed really, really sure that that was the way that they're going to solve this Hulk mess. Good luck with that. It's not going to happen. But an interesting story here. This was more smash bang, Hulk smash storytelling than the political commentary version. The final page shows him getting eaten up. Then we get to the final page. The Mandalorian soundtrack. No. I mean the Jorge Molina and Tom Taylor. So they've teamed up before. I'm sure this will be good. Tom Taylor, exceptional. X-Men Red. That one spider bite story. But it's a one-shot. And I can't help but notice that it's a #1. Second Street Marvel is going to have a video about #1s soon. And I see it for what it is. It's a money grab. This is your local comic book store going, well, Hulk is pretty popular. Spider-Man's pretty popular. This should sell. They're not going to know that this is basically, it's a what-if story. If you read what happens when the Immortal Hulk and the Amazing Spider-Man, like, what happens means what if. I don't think this is canon. We're not going to really get a Hulk and Spider-Man crossover. This is like somebody who read Venom, Absolute Carnage, and said, yeah, Hulk and Venom teamed up. About 3 months later, Spider-Man and Hulk is gonna become a book. Why? I guess because that one shot sold really well. They got the feedback, the data, and they're like, let's do it again. The difference is that was a story and made sense. This is a cash grab, which unfortunately, yes, the fans are probably not going to pick up on this. Comic book stores are going to pick up on this. It's not a series. There's no telling how much people are actually going to buy this. The way that when Guardians ended with Donny Cates writing it, you kind of get the general idea of how many want to read Guardians. So when you order issue #1 of Guardians with Al Ewing is going to be high. But when you order #2, you know your ballpark. And you'll get exactly the amount you need for your store. With this one, it's just a cash grab. I'm being redundant because that's the second time I said cash grab. That's going to be the video. I'm reviewing Captain Marvel. I'm reviewing, I guess, Agents of Atlas. I might, Atlantis Attacks. I'll give that a read. FF, whatever the Dawn of X title is going to be. I'll read Amazing Spider-Man's coming out on Wednesday. I'm the channel for all of that. I'm that place you go to for, I just read a comic and I want to kick it with this guy who also read the comic. Let's see what he has to say about it. I can get in the comment section. I'm sure he'll read it because he puts those heart on every comment and he responds. I'm that guy on the internet. That's what I provide. 313 subscribers deep, 1 year deep. That's what I've been doing. Not getting paid for any second of it. Unless you want to subscribe to my channel and help me reach 1,000, then I can put ads at the beginning and end of videos. Probably more so the end of videos. No, I'll put them in the beginning of the videos too, because money. No, I'll put them at the end of the videos, and then I'll end every video like, hey, you want to support me? Go watch this ad. Not enough people do that. If you tell the people that watching ads helps them, then they might just watch the ad, open a new tab, and while that ad is playing, they're looking for the next video. That's what I would be doing. That's what I already do. I watch ads on people who I like because I want them to continue doing what I like, and they're independent media, I guess. Yeah, they're independent media. That's the way to put it. So I watch ads. Let me get off my soapbox. That's the video. Bye.